Hey there! Quick question for you. Did you know there's a country made of volcanoes, flowers, legends, and it's named after the moon? Nope, it's not from a sci-fi movie. It's real, and it's called Comoros. Let's watch and listen to the fascinating story of this hidden island nation. And if you learned something new today, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comoros, the Moon Islands, a true story of beauty and survival between Madagascar and Mozambique, lies a small island nation called Comoros, a volcanic archipelago whose very name comes from the Arabic al-Qamar, meaning moon. These islands, Grande Comore, Anjouan, Moheli, and Mayotte, were born from underwater volcanic activity millions of years ago. The still active Mount Carthala on Grande Comore is one of the largest active volcanoes in the world. There is a local story told by Comorian elders that King Solomon, the wise prophet king of the Islamic and Jewish tradition, once sailed across the Indian Ocean, accompanied by jinn and birds as guides. He was searching for a land perfumed by flowers and rich with secrets. He found it in the Comoros Islands, where he met a queen of extraordinary beauty and wisdom, sometimes said to be a cousin or spiritual sister to the Queen of Sheba. According to the legend, Solomon fell in love with this queen, who ruled with peace and poetry. They married, and from their union came the royal bloodlines of the island's wise, just and deeply connected to the land and sea. Though there's no historical evidence Solomon ever reached Comoros, this story reflects how Comorians see themselves as part of a noble ancient world, linked not only to Africa, but to the spiritual and mythic centers of Arabia and the East. This is not a place that headlines the news. But if you listen closely, the breeze tells stories of resilience, trade, faith, and identity. Part 1. The first to arrive in Comoros. Long before there were cities or sultans, Bantu-speaking communities, which consist of farmers, fishers, and navigators from the African mainland, were the first known settlers of Comoros. They likely came in small sailing canoes or outrigger boats, guided by ocean currents and the stars. These early people brought language, farming, iron tools, and oral traditions that remain at the heart of Comorian culture. They introduced crops like banana, taro, and coconut, and their language laid the foundation for Shikamori, the modern Comorian tongue. Part 2. Arab and Persian arrived in Comoros Island. This is where Arab and Persian cultures surprisingly come together. Our story begins with the Arab, specifically those from the Gulf Cooperation Council, who had established a formidable naval presence in the Indian Ocean by the 8th century. Their ships would regularly sail to the East African coast, carrying with them the treasures of the Orient, spices, ivory, gold, and slaves. It was during one of these voyages that they first set eyes on the Comoros Islands, a cluster of volcanic peaks rising majestically out of the ocean. The islands were initially inhabited by a Bantu-speaking people, but by the 13th century, the Arabs began to arrive in greater numbers. Drawn by the strategic location of the islands, they established trading posts, introducing Islam to the local population. The Arabs also brought with them new crops like bananas and coconuts, as well as livestock such as goats and pigs. As the centuries passed, more Arabs came to settle in the Comoros, many of them fleeing persecution in their homeland. Among them were scholars, merchants, and artisans who contributed to the intellectual and economic growth of the islands. At its peak, the Comoros Islands became a vital part of the Indian Ocean trade network, serving as a crucial stop for ships traveling between the Middle East and East Africa. But the story doesn't end there. Enter the Persians, or Persians, who also have deep roots in the maritime trade of the Indian Ocean. By the 16th century, they had established a strong presence in the island of Madagascar, just off the coast of Comoros. The Persians, with their knowledge of the sea, introduced new fishing techniques and shipbuilding methods to the islands. They also brought with them a love for poetry and storytelling, which flourished in the cosmopolitan atmosphere of the Comoros. Despite the influence of these two cultures, it's important to note that the indigenous Bantu culture remains strong in the Comoros. The local language, Shikamori, a blend of Arabic and Bantu languages, is a testament to this cultural fusion. Sadly, the golden age of the Comoros Islands didn't last forever. By the 19th century, the islands were under the control of the Ottoman Empire. And although they gained independence in the 20th century, they faced a turbulent period marked by political instability and economic challenges. Yet the legacy of the Arabs and Persians, who once thrived here, lives on in its culture, cuisine, and warm hospitality. And flavors of the Arab world meet the warm embrace of the African continent. Part 3. French came to Comoros Island. The French arrived in the Comoros in the 19th century, drawn by the island's strategic location along the spice trade routes. At first, it was soft diplomacy, treaties, trade, influence. But by the late 1800s, the islands were absorbed into the French colonial empire, and their destiny was no longer theirs to write. The people of Comoros, proud and diverse, were reduced to laborers on their own land. Vanilla, cloves, and especially Ylang-Ylang, a yellow flower with an intoxicating scent, became France's obsession. Local farmers were forced to work the plantations while the French exported their harvest to Grasse, the perfume capital of the world. It was here that Ylang-Ylang changed everything. French perfumers, enchanted by its rich, floral aroma, began blending it into luxury fragrances. Comoros quietly became one of the world's largest producers of Ylang-Ylang oil, yet the profits rarely touched the islanders' hands. Colonial life was not kind. Education was scarce. Infrastructure served only the plantation economy. Political dissent was silenced, yet the Comorian spirit endured. Beneath the weight of foreign rule, a quiet resistance grew. In 1975, that resistance roared into action. 3 of the 4 islands, Grande Comore, Anjouan, and Moheli, declared independence from France. The 4th, Mayotte, voted to remain French, and to this day, remains a French overseas territory. Independence, however, did not bring instant peace. The new Comoros faced political instability, over 20 coups, and crushing poverty. And yet, through it all, the people never stopped dreaming. They danced, they prayed, they sang in Shikamori, Arabic, and French. They planted Ylang-Ylang not just for export, but as a symbol of identity. Today, Comoros is a young, developing nation, still battling economic hardship, but rich in culture and natural beauty. Its people are warm, its land fertile, its seas vibrant with coral and life. And the scent of Ylang-Ylang still rises with the morning breeze, a fragrant reminder of what was taken and what was never lost, the soul of Comoros. This is not just a tale of colonialism and independence. It is a testament to the enduring power of small nations with big hearts. From the French, the people of Comoros inherited more than scars. They also gained knowledge. The French language remains widely spoken, and aspects of French law and administration still shape the island's governance today. Through the lens of colonial experience, Comorians learned diplomacy, resilience, and how to navigate global systems that once sought to control them. European influence didn't come from France alone. Portuguese traders once passed through these shores, leaving behind maritime know-how and introducing new crops. Arab and Swahili cultures, too, merged into the vibrant Comorian identity, making the islands a unique cultural mosaic in the Indian Ocean. But Comoros is no longer a place that waits to be discovered or defined by outsiders. It is a country with its own rhythm, its own dreams. Young Comorians are building businesses, protecting marine life, and reimagining their future. Tourists now visit to explore untouched beaches, ancient mosques, and the lush fields of Ylang-Ylang. The islands are no longer just suppliers of exotic scents. They are creators of their own destiny. And perhaps the greatest lesson Comoros has learned is this: freedom is not simply won, it is lived, built, and renewed every single day. So the next time you catch a trace of floral perfume in the air, remember the islands of Comoros.
Thinking of visiting one of Africa's best-kept secrets? Let me introduce again you to Comoros, a small island nation in the Indian Ocean that is full of charm, culture, and natural beauty. If you're planning to go, here's everything you need to know before you pack your bags. Your journey will probably start at Prince Said Ibrahim International Airport, just outside the capital city, Moroni, on the island of Grande Comore. It's a simple, no-fuss kind of airport, no fancy shops or high-tech signs. Things move slowly here, and that's part of the island charm. Just breathe, smile, and go with the flow. Good news, most nationalities can get a visa on arrival. It costs between 30 to 60 euros, but you'll need to bring cash. They don't accept cards at immigration, so make sure you're prepared. Now, let's talk money. Comoros uses the Comorian franc KMF. $1 is worth about 460 KMF, though the rate can change. Atoms are pretty rare, and many don't accept foreign cards. Your best bet? Bring euros or dollars in cash and exchange them when you arrive. Need internet while you're there? You can buy a local SIM card from Telma or Comoros. Telecom vendors are usually just outside the airport or in Moroni. But fair warning, the internet is slow if you're planning to upload 4K drone shots or live stream your beach day. Maybe not, but if you're ready for a digital detox, Comoros is perfect. When it comes to where to stay, options are cozy and humble. You'll find small guest houses and a few mid-range hotels like Ritage Moroni or Golden Tulip. Don't expect big resorts just yet. Luxury tourism hasn't taken over, and that's what makes the experience feel so real. If you're traveling during July, August, or a big holiday, book early. Rooms can fill up fast. Now let's talk food, because Comorian cuisine is something you don't want to miss. Try the langoust, that's island lobster, fresh and delicious. Or mataba, which is taro leaves cooked slowly in coconut milk. So good. And if you love spicy snacks, grab some sambos. They're like samosas with a Comorian twist. To drink, don't skip the fresh tamarind or mango juice, super refreshing. One tip: don't drink the tap water. Stick to bottled water, even when brushing your teeth. There are so many places worth exploring in Comoros. Hike Mount Carthala, one of the largest active volcanoes in the world. Swim in the clear blue water of Chomoni Beach. Walk through the ruins and legends of Iconi Village, where sultans once ruled. And if you can, take a boat to Mohali Island, a paradise for nature lovers. Think sea turtles, whale watching, and touch landscapes. It's magical. Oh, and don't forget to stop by Ylang-Ylang distillery. This tiny flower made Comoros famous in the perfume world, and it still grows wild and fragrant across the islands. So how long should you stay? I'd say give yourself 7 to 10 days. Travel between islands isn't always quick or on schedule. Ferries and flights run on island time. But that's okay, that's part of the rhythm. Slow down, breathe, and enjoy every moment. One last thing, and it's important. Comoros is about 95% Muslim, and faith is a big part of daily life here. Out of respect, please dress modestly, especially outside tourist spots. That means no bikinis in town, save those for the beach. And always ask before taking someone's photo. A little respect goes a long way, so why visit Comoros? Because it's not about flashy attractions or viral trends. It's about warm smiles, ocean breezes, spices in the air, and the soft scent of Ylang-Ylang floating through the trees. It's a place where life slows down and simplicity becomes something sacred. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.